We're going to talk about something really super taboo. We're going to talk about anal intercourse. It has been taboo since the onset of religion. With religion, certain things were covered, and that's really technically after the 1900s. That's also a form of control. It's one of the hardest topics that hit home. I mean, you can't ask for a harder topic. But the skies educate. Hannah was stuck in a house, as men were stuck 15 years. Her house was nice and toasty. Theirs was a cold storage area right across the street. It's a true story. Hannah had to, justify certain things as a woman now. But when you think about it, and that dialogue went back and forth with the military 1,000 times. Some accused Hannah of not being sensitive and them wanting to come out at a different date. But it hurt too many women. It's also not just about hurting women. You're hurting my sons. Became the betrayal. It wasn't because you were doing it. It was a betrayal because in the real version of the story, you're taking my child and forcing him into certain acts and artificially stimulating him. Because, there comes a point where it's not as pleasurable as the front portion. So they artificially stimulate. So the discussions became, years ago, should we or should we not all have one big fuck fest? Hannah didn't go in, and it saved her life while the younger ones got replicated in the story. So the question is, that is something kind of private amongst men. Would they eventually replicate these women who are all amongst them? All these things will be part of the exhibit for conversion now. That act is about 20,000 years old. I had to educate certain communities, part of their military system, when men went into forests for years at a time. It's embedded in them. I can't change them. The topic arose again. What do you do with this whole production, including one of the most sacred thing for men? We do the Sun Collection, or formerly known as the Real Evolve exhibit. I can't do that today because of it and many other reasons. They're in me and are refusing to come out. We are day 10,183. They are not budging on that, and they are not coming out. So all these years, they just extracted and extracted and extracted, used all kinds of excuses, all kinds of fraud they did, because I hit the top 10 in terms of revenue as a womb or as a woman. And that was the quickest changeover they did as they brought out their she-men. Now the she-men are very interesting because they feel used. Like, how do you, because it's one-way stimulation. You're being used, literally. And they make up with it via artificial pleasure, purple stuff, pink stuff, orange stuff, or they make up for it via crushing other women. Like, so I'm a competitor now, and I had to take myself out of that for safety modes, forcing me at a prime to be celibate. I had to take myself out of that because they're ruthless with zero compassion. They're taken as children, you know. And our world is very challenged right now. But it's not difficult because I'm the professional in the story. And it's also all my work. See? If it didn't fall into my lap, it'd be a different story.